Hey guys, I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded anything to the channel, but I just wanted to make a quick 10-year review on my 2014 Toyota Prius. This is the 3 trim level, so one up from the base model essentially. And we bought the car in February of 2018, and we bought it with 34,000 miles. Currently it has right under 93,000 miles. So we've put just under 60,000 miles on it in the last 6 or 7 years. And I have to say the car has held up remarkably well over our ownership period. It's never broken down, never left us stranded. We did have to replace the 12-volt battery in 2021. Car had right around 60,000 miles at that point in time. But even then, that was like $100. I bought the battery from actually the Lexus dealership because the Toyota dealership was charging more for it. So I just asked for a CT200 battery and they gave it to me. Replaced it myself. And that's really the only failure I guess you could consider on the car. But at around, 6-7 years old, $100 really isn't even that bad. And replacing your 12-volt battery is basically routine maintenance. Speaking of routine maintenance, I've always done 5,000 mile oil changes on this car, or every 6 months. And the car does not burn any oil whatsoever, even at 93,000 miles. At around, I think 60 or 62,000 miles, I went ahead and replaced the transmission fluid at the Toyota dealership. And at 80,000 miles, I got the coolant changed. So the coolant for both the engine and the inverter assembly. And that's basically all the maintenance I've done to it, really. I also got a catalytic converter shield installed by the Toyota dealership maybe about 4 years ago. Never had an issue with it. It's never been stolen. Can't say for sure it was because of the shield, but it's there for peace of mind. Everything in the car is original, mechanically speaking. Original engine, original transmission, original hybrid battery. I went ahead and cleaned the filter probably last year for the first time after I watched the Car Care Nuts video. And surprisingly, my filter really wasn't that bad to clean. Wasn't too clogged up or anything. But coming around, the paint has held up pretty well, except for a couple spots that I actually just noticed yesterday. So the spoiler, this is just like a glossy plastic. Looks fine over here, or on the edges. Yeah, it looks, that's like the original finish on the edges here, but it's basically almost a matte finish over here. It's faded. Same thing on the corner over here. Yeah, this looks about how original it was when we first got the car. And I actually only noticed this yesterday, but if you look closely, I know it's a little hard to see with the water, but the clear coat is starting to fail on the just this top portion of the driver's side door. So here's the driver door. It's only about this maybe 2-inch section right here. And on the rear driver's side door, it's almost all the way to like the halfway point of the door. I'll try to insert a couple of better pictures, or maybe this will do. Tires, currently it's riding on Dunlop NSaved tires. These are 195/65 R15s. So you have 15-inch alloy wheels. It's the black alloy wheels with the plastic aero cover on top. I replaced these tires right around also 60,000 miles. So it's got around a little more than 30,000 miles on them now. So as far as tread goes, it's probably time to replace it. I know that the third generation Priuses are notorious for burning oil, head gaskets, and issues like that. But those are at a little higher mileage, and the oil burning may appear, but in mid-2014, Toyota did update the piston rings in the engine. So I believe that the 2014 and a half and all the 2015 models do have the updated piston ring design. My car does have the updated piston ring, so maybe that's also why it does not burn any oil. I'll even insert a picture of my dipstick. And the oil right now has about 3,000 miles on it. Some cosmetic issues. There's like a little scrape on the bumper over there. And the windshield is cracked. It originally just started off as a chip right here, just the C-shaped crack, I guess. And that happened during my road trip to Seattle while I was coming back to the Bay Area. And it just eventually just spread. So it cracked all the way from the bottom. That's the original, the C shape, and then it went basically all the way to the middle of the windshield. The headlights, these are the original headlights. I've never polished them, never restored them or anything. They basically look brand new. I'm very surprised, actually. I've seen tons of these third generation Priuses on the road with heavily oxidized headlights. And this car did spend its life in a garage and in the shade for a couple of years, but for the last 2 or 3 years, it's basically been parked outside every day. And the headlights, they still look crystal clear. I guess I just got lucky. Here's a look under the hood. This is equipped with Toyota's 2ZR FXE engine. It is a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder coupled with an eCVT, which is Toyota's electronically controlled CVT, which is totally different from any other CVT out there. It's a planetary gear set, a very reliable system. It does make, I think, around 120 horsepower combined. So really nothing too powerful, but it gets up and goes. I've never had any issues on the highway merging or anything. You have your engine coolant right there, inverter coolant over there, air filter, fuse box. I think that's your engine computer right there, and your windshield washer fluid. I've replaced maybe the engine air filter maybe 2 or 3 times just for good measure, and I've replaced the cabin filter pretty much every year. A couple upgrades I did maybe 3 years ago include LED headlights and the LED high beams and the LED parking light. Same thing goes for the turn signals, they're also LED. And from the factory, it does have LED daytime running lights. And I got these headlights, I think maybe for $30 or $40 off Amazon. They're actually more white than blue that they show up on camera. The high beam is probably the more true color even for this. I know it looks blue, at least on my phone right now. And these are LED turn signals with built-in resistors, so I didn't have to do any special wiring for them. It was basically just plug and play, get the old bulb out, put the new one in, and it worked just fine. Same thing on the rear. It already has LED tail lights, so I put in the same LED bulbs for the turn signal, and reverse lights. I'll show that too a little later. And it's also got LED license plate lights. They're both the same color, but they look a little different on camera. And same thing goes for the interior. Turn it off. It's got LED lights. there and there, as well as the puddle lights on the door. So let's go ahead and start it up. I just got gas a couple days ago. Haven't really driven it much. Mileage is 92,717. Engine just fired up right now. It's got a okay head unit from the factory. It's a little dirty. AM, FM, HD radio, satellite radio. Still has a CD player and Bluetooth audio, which is the one source that I use in this vehicle, so I can stream music off of my phone. You got your climate control, your gear shift, very easy to use. Originally the car does beep when you put it into reverse, but with the Dr. Prius app I was able to turn that off to just one beep when you engage it into reverse. So just press for park. Has EV mode, eco mode, power mode. EV mode only lets you drive up to 25 miles an hour when the engine is already warmed up and you have sufficient charge on the battery. Eco mode just tones down the throttle response, and I think also the climate control. Power mode basically just gives you the most power at the expense of economy, but it's not really a performance car by any means. However, the car can go on EV power up to, I want to say, like 43 miles an hour is the official limit. So every time the car is operating on EV, you'll see the EV indicator in that hybrid system indicator. It's that EV green car icon. And if the engine turns on, for instance, let me press the gas, that will turn off. So that's how you know whether the car is using the engine or not. So the engine just shut off as I took my foot off the gas. So it's back into EV. It's hard to accelerate up to the 43 miles an hour or whatever, but if you're already, cruising on the road and you let off the throttle a little bit, it will go into EV power. And I've seen a full battery charge before, more than a few times, I want to say, when you're coming downhill or like you're just doing a lot of braking with the regen system. And in those type of scenarios, although the EV light doesn't turn on, I can feel the engine shut off at like maybe around 50 to 55 miles an hour is the highest I want to say. And same thing when I'm going downhill on the freeway, I've felt the engine at least shut off and cruise on just electric power. And even I've confirmed here, I've only seen the arrows go from the battery to the motor to the wheels, and the engine doesn't have anything. So I'm pretty sure it's used just electric power in those scenarios, but I wouldn't know for sure unless I, plugged in an OBD2 scanner and saw the RPM, because this does not have a tachometer. But other than that, it's got plenty of storage. Just has the registration, owner's manual, stuff like that. And this actually fits a bottle of wine right across. Got the little notch here. Little fun fact. And the seats, after 93,000 miles, they've held up really well. These are just cloth seats. This is, that's really nothing. Maybe a few creases here, but really not that bad. Very nice, soft, comfortable cloth seats. Maybe a little bit of creasing here, but really not a big deal. The cloth armrests, these are just cloth covered plastic. It's not padded or anything. A little bit of wear right there, probably when I grab the door to close it. Same thing for the center console armrest. Just cloth covered plastic, it's not padded. You got decent storage, 2 cup holders. I apologize that the car is a little dirty. Again, I'm just selling it, so this is a final video I'm making of it. Rear seats, really haven't used them that much. Has the all-weather mats in the back too. Here's my driving position at 5'10". Plenty of leg room. Plenty of foot room too. And I believe this seat is all the way back. And I still have leg room. There's a little stain on the seat over there. I think that might be some Taco Bell from a late night run at school. And the passenger side rear window is actually heated. And speaking of that, even the mirrors are heated. I did not know that. I only figured that out, I think, also last year. So when you press the rear window defog button, it also engages the side view mirror heaters too. In pretty much every Toyota and Lexus product I've been in, this button has the label for both the rear defroster and the side mirror. But on the Prius, it's a pretty large button, but it only has the rear window. Only the 3 trim level and higher came with heated mirrors, but there's no dedicated button for it. It's just turn on your rear defroster and they will come on. Got your sunshade. I've changed those to LEDs as well. Coming down, have a little storage area, 12-volt outlet. If you had the leather seats, these are also heated seats. That's where your button would be. Power door locks, power mirrors, power side view mirrors. Everything still works. And you have all 4 doors do have automatic mirrors, which is a pretty nice touch. And all the window regulators, door locks, they're all original as well. It's just beeping because I have the key outside of the car. Trunk space, really nice with the hatchback design. Plenty of room. Another light over there, LED, that I changed that too. Here's the original carpet floor mats. And you have a little bit of under trunk storage too. And that's your little strap, I think, for your spare tire. Or for the tire that you're replacing, so you can strap it down into the trunk, I think. I've never opened it. And your 12-volt battery does live here underneath this cover. I actually moved out of my college apartment in this car, folded all the seats down, and pushed the front seat all the way forward, and and pushed it up as far forward as I could. I was able to fit a full light, a full lamp in here, room lamp, all my stuff. I was the only occupant in the car, so if you have other people, you might need a bigger car, but I've never had any space issues with this vehicle. Of course, this has a rear wiper, very helpful. Just a final walk around of the car. So we are selling this car to CarMax. They made us a excellent offer. And you know what they say, Toyotas do hold their value really well. We live in the Bay Area, and we've driven the car down south as far as San Diego and as far north as Squamish, British Columbia, Canada. It is a lower tier economy car, so it is a little loud on the inside, not much noise insulation, but it does its job very well, which is to be a reliable commuter vehicle from A to B get you there as efficiently as possible and cost very little to maintain. And Toyota really excelled at that mission with this vehicle. Very sad to see it go, but we did purchase something nicer. No complaints on this vehicle whatsoever. Hopefully this car treats the next person just as well as it treated us. That's pretty much it for this car. Again, extremely reliable, very cheap to maintain. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.